Hey now, and welcome in. You've just pulled up a seat at the Mystics table. This is Soul Sunday service, part of the Me in Me project, Consciousness Unplugged. I'm your host, the Southern Mystic Girl, but you can call me D, your relatable mystic. This space is sacred. It's where we take ancient esoteric truths, big old biblical allegories, and mystic downloads and break them into soul food for your right now, because spirit is still speaking and you're still awakening. Let's get into it.
Welcome, fam. Welcome back to the Mystics Table. We prepared a place for you. My name is Dee. That's my girl, Deborah. And welcome to the table.
Yes.
How
Welcome.
are
Welcome
you
to the
this
I
morning?
love sitting at the table.
I do too. Welcome to the table. Listen, we got a spread for 'em today.
This
How's your
is
week?
fun.
How's your week?
Our week has been pretty good. It's been pretty good. I have just kind of been being with myself, learning a lot about being taught by Iboga. So, I had my plant medicine experience with the wise Iboga, and yeah, I'm being taught every day, and today is another day that I am to sit with the medicine today. So wow, I'm just, yeah, learning a whole
Well,
bunch about me, the truth about me.
yeah.
You can't run from
The truth.
yourself on this medicine.
Absolutely. I think once you start to go inward, period, you just can't run from you. Well, no matter what, you gotta always run into you. And eventually, we all have an Eboga experience. You just can't lie to yourself no more. You
Yeah,
just,
we can. We can. Some people, yeah, I know I was. Even though I was sitting with myself, yeah, I really believe that I wasn't ready to accept some things, but since the medicine, you cannot lie to the medicine. And so it's a little bit different for me. So yeah, I was lying to myself about a lot of stuff. I don't care. And I was trying to go inward, doing all the things, but I wasn't accepting it. Now you just can't. I can't
yeah,
anyway. So that's just
yeah,
my story.
yeah. No, I get that. I get that. And what I feel is that I think everybody has that moment where no more shadows can define, them, and they have to kind of let go of their ego. And it sometimes doesn't happen over here. It happens during, definitely when we transition. But
Yeah,
the
you're
beauty
right.
of the truth is that we all get it. Uh, that's what I mean by we just can't run from ourselves. We
Yes,
elected to
that's the
have this
truth.
journey, you know.
Yeah. How you been?
I am okay. My granddaughter at the school had a little outbreak of COVID, so physically I have been battling that. Spiritually and mentally, man, I'm on fire.
Good.
This has been this has been a great week to just be in my own skin and hear my own lessons for myself. I love this weekend. This month has been a month of, a lot of emotional roller coasting, and so to have this right now, this kind of peace where I am not ebbing and flowing and I can breathe. I'm loving this. So
Yes.
um,
I'm glad for
this
you.
week has been good. Yeah. And that leads me into this for the audience. How was your soul this morning? Not your to-do list, not your not the job, not the commute, not the worries, not the joys, but how is your soul? And I just really want you to breathe into that and not allow it to audibly speak to you, but allow the vibration of your soul to commune with you and let you know how it's doing. Getting back to that oneness. And so just take a moment at this table and drop your fears, your angst, your anxieties of this week, and breathe in the freedom of just some relaxing freedom of the whole of all that is that's just running through you. and allow it to allow it to talk to you in the quiet space where you are right now. So, this
That's
morning,
beautiful because in my vegan group, we are doing a cleanse, and this is day 6. And day 6 is either you do a dry fast or a water fast today. So I'm like, just water? I did it before, but I'm like, this one is tough when you just drinking water all day. I didn't do the dry fast, but I told them yesterday in the group because we have to post twice a day. And it's such a very supportive group. So I told them, like, today I am not going anywhere. I'm not doing pickleball because I play every Saturday. And I am going to sit with my soul today. That's exactly what I told them. So it's so funny that you said that. Yeah, I want to like sit
yeah,
with my soul. I'm talking to my soul today, especially because I'm on all water. Chewing nothing. Like, I need my soul to help me through this one, but, yeah, that's exactly what I
yes,
said. Yes, I'm gonna be sitting with my soul, and see, my soul showed up. It was this week, I believe, because I was struggling a little bit with something, and you know what? It's so funny, I was struggling with self-compassion, and my soul showed up to remind me to be compassionate. And when I
mm-hmm.
went on the plant medicine, that's where I met my soul. And she kind of came out. She was being playful and she was like, I'm here. Remember, don't forget, that I love you and that you have to be kind to yourself and be kind to me. So I was like, hugging her so much when I was on the plant medicine retreat. And I was like, yes, I have to hug myself. So when I went to community meditation on Wednesday, that's exactly what the topic was about, self compassion. And so I was just like, okay, I know this is all for me. So, and it was
This is
for a
all
lot
for
of people
you.
there too. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, no, no. I was agreeing. This is all for you. Yeah.
'Cause we beat up on ourselves so much and about little stuff and I am just to really show myself compassion about everything, everything. Self-compassion is so important and to love on yourself.
Absolutely.
And so she just stuck her head out and was like, remember how much I love you and how much you have to love on me. And so I am going to
Yes.
sit with her today.
Yes. I tell you, when I got my NDE, that was the most loving atmosphere I had ever, ever, ever felt. And having that connection to the divine like that. Oh my God. It just it it's indescribable, that whole soul play, that whole having this this inner knowingness that connects you in ways that just makes you feel so loved and so supported.
And
And
it
that's what
reminds
I
you to
we
be nice to yourself. Be
and that's
kind to yourself. You are the most important.
right, right. It is. You're the most important. And I'm so glad that you went there because the story that I want to talk about is really that story. It's that story of compassion towards yourself. And it's it's that kind of compassion and love for yourself is what frees you from the bondage of fear and it cracks you open. And that's what this story, the Alabaster Box, is all about. It's about your soul cracking open. So, I'm not sure how much you remember
That's
that
so funny.
story, but tell me what you remember.
I remember my sister singing a song about the alabaster box. That's what she sang a lot, and she sang it with a lot of passion. And I just remember that story. I mean, I don't remember anything. I think it was a box that a woman had that she was kept oils in, and she was offering those oils to, I think, Jesus or something.
Yeah.
But I just remember it from the song, and so it's a beautiful song. I think it's CeCe Winans song, but my sister
Yes,
used
it's
to sing it all
beautiful.
the time, and she's very talented, so she was doing, I think, My sister is very creative, and she was doing some type of play. She used to create plays and produce plays and shows and stuff, and that was one I think she was trying to create some type of play or a production around, but yeah, that's all I know about it. I don't know a whole lot about the Bible.
My goodness. Well, you know what? I love that song. Yes, and it is CC Winans, and I had to sing it. I have a story I have to tell you about that song. But it, that song is beautiful, and the whole story is beautiful. But the way that the church teach this, and that's not an attack against the church, it's just I want to expand on which is the shallow, the surface, and I want to bring it to the esoteric, which is the inner truth. And because I'm a mystic, a person that sees in between both the veil and the side, I feel that the the totality of the story gives you a much more freeing way of looking at it. So the church brings it from the standpoint, they don't give a name for this lady, but they do identify her as a sinner.
Mm,
So I just want to remind the unpluggers. I want to remind the unpluggers to your mystic, to your soul level, that sin is not a definition. It's not. It's the lesson. One of the situations of that pattern is going to break your soul wide open. And in that, you have to come back to you. And that's what this lady did. She was defined by this sin as being a woman who was a sinner. And she came into the Pharisee's house. And now remember, it's the lawkeeper in your mind, the one that's rigid with religion, that stands at the gate and tells you that you cannot and you shall not. And so this woman, out of alignment, because that's what the esoteric value of sin is, just simply being out of
mhm.
alignment and being identified as her sins. You know, the crack addict, the come on, can we bring it to 2025? Woman who left her kids, the man who beat her, you know, whatever.
Yes,
All of her
yes, the dope fiend.
mistakes,
Yes,
the
the one
dope
who's sleeping
fiend,
around. Yeah, the
right?
lesbian or the gay person.
One who
Yeah, they say all of that.
all of those labels. That's what that lady was being identified as. Not a name, not an it, but a sin. And that sin and hurt so many times makes us feel guilty of something, not out of alignment with something. So there's a difference in teaching. And so um, this lady, when she comes into the Pharisee's house, she doesn't care who's there. She doesn't. She no longer identifies as that person of limitation, and she cracks this alabaster box open, which is her soul, and the oil represents her essence, and she pours it on his feet being the divine one, and she washes it with her tears and wipes it with her hair, which is her crown of glory, her higher consciousness. And she becomes, this is not a story of someone you need to feel sorry for. This is a story of initiation. This is the story that she comes in and she now accepts her oneness. I'm no longer the prostitute. I'm no longer the woman who slept with that other woman's husband. I'm no longer this crack addict. I'm no longer the one who ripped off my mama's estate. I'm no longer these things. This is who I am. I identify now in my oneness. And that's what the alabaster box is all about. It's about a soul cracking open in its worst moment and finding sin and going in. You know, from the sin standpoint, she just goes inward and initiates her oneness factor. And no longer is she defined by being out of alignment. Now she knows that she's in strict alignment with her core belief. I am more than a conqueror. I am not what you say. I am what I believe I am. And that's what that beautiful story is all about.
That is absolutely beautiful.
Isn't it? I thought so too. It's
Yeah, and I'm
absolutely
thinking like, why
freeing.
was she a sinner? Why would because of all of the things we just said? She was somebody probably sleeping with somebody's husband, so everybody was judging her. And this is really good because this is how we judge ourselves. And this is what the story is synonymous for, judging yourself, calling yourself, doing all of those things to yourself, really. And
Right.
yeah, and crack open your alabaster box and put the oil on your own head. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Right. You're cracking open your box and you're allowing your essence to flow into the oneness of your creator. We are never here by ourselves. Listen, people, or listen, unpluggers, let me say that. We came here with a full GPS system, fully operative, fully capable. This is not a mistake. Our GPS system isn't faulty. We are not here by ourselves. And though it may feel like you are alienated, you are still connected to your oneness. And it's about allowing that. It's about cracking that open. Some people are in the crack right now. They're
Mhm.
right in their crack right now. They're bursting open right now.
That's
Their
me.
soul is remembering right now. It's me.
That's definitely I can relate to that. I didn't realize that she was a sinner, or I don't even think I remember that, but that was the story in the Bible. But I can identify with this story because that's something that I think that is saying that we call ourselves or we condemn ourselves. And so we don't have to do that. When we don't have to live in self-condemnation anymore. It is time for us to move beyond that way of even thinking and behaving. It is time to live fully in our knowing that we are the essence of the all that is, and that we
Yes,
could never be anything but the grandest part of God, or the all that
absolutely.
is. So we don't have to live that way anymore. Anyone that's listening, whoever is listening to this, that's for you. You don't have to live in any condemnation. And once we move from that, it doesn't matter what someone else thinks about you.
No. And you know what? Let's start with the frame and condemnation as a part of the GPS to tell us, hey, we're just off center. Come
Yeah,
back.
get back in
Just re,
alignment.
just remember
Get
who
back
you
on the
are.
road.
We just have to use it.
You know how when you going on when you driving and the GPS like takes you off and it's like make a U-turn, right?
Make a U-turn
Turn back
and get
around and
back on
get back. Yeah.
and get right back on your route. You know, also it reminds me when I was a kid, my dad was an avid bowler. And so I grew up in a bowling alley every Wednesday with my dad. And when we were kids, they would put the bumpers up so our balls wouldn't go into together. And that's what that is about. Condemnation should be a buffer. Oh, I'm feeling condemned. I'm feeling self-pity. I'm feeling out of, wait a minute, this is not an alignment with who I know I am. And many teachers have taught it this way. This is an age-old mysticism. Abraham Hicks teaches it this way. When you can see and look at your adverse situation, what the world would call a sin, and find it as, wait a minute, realignment. Let me realign. Let me reset. Sin is just trying to tell you how to reset your compass because you are not that. You're not identified as that. You are the all that is. And there's no way God came here ill prepared through you.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah, don't
Yeah.
believe the hype anymore. Just like don't believe the lies. Like it's really, really time for us to upgrade ourselves. And we are being upgraded even,
Yes.
cosmically we are, the earth is being upgraded, but so I know that people are probably feeling shifts. But yeah, don't believe the hype. You are beautiful. The
Hmm.
essence of you is all that is. And so we don't even have to go there anymore, and I just am not. I can't. It's impossible for me to. Yeah, my soul will not
Yeah.
allow it, and I'm
Yeah.
glad because I know who I am, and it just feels much better to love yourself,
It feels much better. And
to
I
treat
know that
yourself
my door,
well.
my door is sealed. to that. And every time I see a hole, I reseal it because I don't want to feel those heavy thoughts about myself anymore. Yeah, I went through years
Yeah,
of secrecy. I went through years of tormenting my own self with shadows of who I was. No, I'm in the light now. There's no way I'm going back. And
exactly.
that's what that story talks about, that she didn't have to go back. After her initiation, she walked out of there one and whole. And that's what we are, to remind ourselves we are already one, we're already whole. And that particular part of the show I really wanted to call The Things I Wish the Church Would Talk About.
Mm,
The things I wish they would say about this story to empower the divine and feminine of this story,
right.
and to show that this isn't a feel sorry for story, but this is an initiation, that she saw the crown before the cross, that her divine wisdom superseded all of the men that were in the room. And that is a beautiful balance
Mhm.
in that story. I love that. So before we get out of here, Deb, I really want you to pull one of your cards. And I say your because it's your deck, but it's the energy for all of us. It's
Yeah.
medicine for us all. Could you lead us into that? I trust your hands. I love this medicine. And as we take a deep breath, guys, and breathe into our souls, let the divine esoteric knowledge and wisdom rain from us, and we allow Deborah and the ancestors to speak to us in their own.
Absolutely. What made you ask me to pull a card? Because you called me in the middle of the week with this request.
There's someone that's going to find this video, and while I am saying that, please like and subscribe because this is
Yes.
soul content that needs to be spread to those who are in their awakening stage, and it will get to someone and they are in the crack. The lesson was for them, they're in the crack. And there is a divine message coming through that you're going to get through this and put it down. Put the proverbial gun down.
Mm,
And it's
yes.
not worth your life. What it is worth is your cracking open of your soul to lead you back into yourself because you are powerful. And that message hit me in the middle of I was in the kitchen, not feeling well. And I needed to get that to you. And it was told that you would pull a card and this would help that soul. Now, whether you get it today, tomorrow, or 10 years from now, this is for your soul.
Yes. Well, I am happy to, and I'm going to be pulling from The Faces of Oshun. So this is Abiola Abrams' latest oracle, The Faces of Oshun. Such beautiful artwork. I love this deck. I love all of her decks. And it's funny because I have a lot of decks that I pull from. And so I had to decide, but it was decided for me that this would be the deck. I've already cleaned the deck. So this deck has already been cleaned. And I had to look up like, okay, so why this deck? And of course I go to my assistant and that's AI. I go to ChatGPT a lot, you know. I do. I love ChatGPT, but
Oh, me too. Me
I
too.
was thinking about like what the alabaster box meant. So I had to go and check it out because I really didn't know the story. It was all about the woman, you know, that made a sacrifice that had this costly ointment in this box that she wanted to anoint Jesus, right? So that represented sacrifice and it also represented devotion and love and healing. So then of course I wanted to, you know, how is that synonymous with the Yoruba Orisha Oshun, and Oshun
Hmm.
represents love and beauty and sensuality, the
Yes.
divineness of the feminine, you know?
Yes.
And she represents devotion and offering as well. So, and that's where that correlation lies in the offering, the precious offering that they both give, and the feminine that they both represent, and the healing that they represent. So this deck is very appropriate, and so I'm just going to shuffle, and if you don't mind, you can let me know when to stop for the collective here.
Okay.
And I'm shuffling like this.
Okay, stop.
Woo, that's so beautiful. So this is
Mhm.
Oshun of harmonic balance.
My
This is such a
goodness.
look at the artwork on this card. That is beautiful. Look at the scales. Look at her balancing those balls, the gold balls. The balance scales are there. The moon is dripping. The sun is dripping all of its oil right on her, offering balance,
Oh,
the yin and the yang. This is so perfect. This is a perfect card pull. Yeah,
yeah,
we can't
my
make any of this
goodness.
up, and this is all about harmony, inner peace, and synchronicity. Let's just breathe into that, so whoever, this is for me, but, it's for
It's
all
for
of us.
me.
Yeah, this is about having some balance in your life. You know, remember we just talked about whenever you get off, whenever you are condemning yourself, whenever you are calling yourself a sinner, whenever you are thinking you are out of alignment, you are off balance. That's all that means. And that you have to now loop back around
Hmm.
and get yourself synchronized, get back on the path. Remember to balance yourself. So let's read what this card is, because there's a book, there's a guidebook, and you can definitely pick this card deck up on Abiola's website, warmmanifesting.com, or you can get it on Amazon. But it's a great book. So let's look in the guidebook and read what the guidebook says about Oshun of harmonic balance. Remember this. Please take a seat. No wonder you feel off, because you are. You need to restore your equilibrium, whether it's between work and play, giving and receiving, or your emotional and rational self. You are a bit off kilter. Oshun of harmonic balance appears when there's a need for restoration and alignment in your life. We just talked about this. Getting back in alignment. That's exactly what the alabaster box was about. She
Yeah.
invites you to take a step back and assess where the imbalance lies. Are you giving more than you're receiving? Or maybe it's the other way around. Are your mind and heart at odds with each other? This
Hmm.
goddess encourages you to find your center by understanding that balance is not about choosing one over the other, but it's about integrating them both. Now, what are you going to do now? Focus on actions that restore harmony. If you've been all work and no play, schedule some playtime, schedule some downtime for yourself. If you've been emotionally driven, take some time to evaluate your choices. Meditate, journal,
Mm.
or speak with someone who can offer you a different perspective. Rewind this podcast and listen
Yes.
to it over and over and over again to
Yeah.
remind yourself of the alabaster box, right? So
Yeah.
that's a beautiful card. And I love that Abiola offers you what to do. You know, she offers
Yes.
you some spiritual tools. Like, what do you do now? What am I going to do?
Yes.
Because yeah, I'm out of alignment. I'm off balance. So how do I get back into balance, right? And that's what we are saying here. Just remember to balance the scales. You are out of alignment. And so remember that you can integrate both. See the sun and the moon? That's the yin
Yes.
and the yang. And it's
Yes.
everything is in balance. You're getting honey and you're getting love from both sides of the coin. So just remember that. I love that.
Absolutely.
That was a
I mean,
perfect. That was
you just cannot make spiritual stuff up. There's no way I thought that card would have been cool, but what we're not going to do is prove anything to anyone. Your spirit is aligned with this. If this resonates, it's for you. And I want you to take it in this week and let it speak to your soul. Let it medicate in your soul. Let your soul give you back the medicine that you really need to go to that next level. And that's balance. Remember
Just
that
before
you,
you
go ahead.
end, I just want to offer my gratitude to the spirit of Oshun for showing up for us. So thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm so glad that you shared wisdom and love, and I could feel it through this medium. And I know that everyone that resonates with this will be able to feel that oil and that medicine. I want you to remember one thing is who you are. It is not your label. You are the divine, and the divine has its own mind. You have your own mind. You make your own decisions, and you are your own person. This is your own path,
Yes.
and you have the medicine for you. There are many of us out here wanting you to remember who you are. Remember, you can always unplug from the world and plug into your divine self. Until next week, here at the Mystics Table, we wish you love, light, peace, love, and soul. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Hey guys, I just want to remind you before you leave, you have your own mind. You make your own decisions, and you are your own person. It is never too late for you to unplug from the matrix and plug into yourself. Remember, stay open, stay unplugged, and definitely stay you. We'll see you next time.